Hi there, good evening, and welcome here on a Saturday night to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I'm the host of this show. So, we're here with the show we do Saturday nights, which is What's New. I've chosen an album from a band that I never really followed them much. Of course, was well aware of them. I was involved with somebody many years ago who was a big fan of these guys and would play them quite a bit. They never really sunk in with me very well, though. I kind of seen them as a kind of um, a hard rock country band, I guess is a way to put it. And so I never really followed them. They weren't really somebody I was interested in. But, you know, since I've been doing this channel, I've been giving some of these bands a chance again because I realized at some point that many bands I put off because of one or two songs I heard on the radio, and they weren't really deserving of that. And because what happens is if you don't like some element of a music and you're listening to it on the radio, and you get to hear it all the time, it just really wears on you to the point where you just don't want to hear from the band anymore. It's not really fair to the music, though. So, the band we're going to do tonight is called the Black Crowes. This is their most recent album, of course, called A Pound of Feathers, their 10th studio album, released on March the 13th, 2026, so Friday, March the 13th, on the Neon Cross. It recorded at Neon Cross Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. Sorry. On the Silver Arrow label and produced by Jay Joyce. So the band consists, of course, by the Robinson brothers, Chris Robinson on vocals, Rich Robinson on guitars, bass, and vocals, Cully Symington on drums, Eric Deutsch on keyboards, and Mackenzie Adams and Leslie Grant doing backing vocals on this album as well. So it has 11 tracks in total, all falling within the sound that I generally like, 35 to 45 minutes. The album being almost 42 minutes in length gives you that feeling. So overall, I would say this band is a rock and roll band with blues, country, blues and country elements to their music, maybe a little bit of that hard rock element to their music as well. The guitars are beefy at times, but there's lots of acoustic stuff here as well. The guy's vocals is very raw, garagey like, mid-ranged, clear sounding. So even though it's a little bit on that raw side, it's definitely a clear side sounding vocals. Very, very good for this type of music. I consider this band to be similar in style and stuff to the Stones, probably most like the Stones. They do have that bit of an Aerosmith kind of feel to them too, but maybe not quite heavy enough to be in that realm. Some pretty strong stuff here. Definitely a party band too, I guess you might want to call them party rock as well. Overall, pretty solid sound. I think there was a few tracks on here I quite liked actually, which surprised me. But anyways, so now we're going to break the songs down a bit. So we have the opening track of 11 tracks on the album called Profane Prophecy. Definitely a heavy rocking guitar sound with some slide guitar in there too, give it a little bit of that country feel. Very rocky, very rock and roll feel to it overall. The vocals are clear, kind of mid-range with that kind of drawl, I guess you might want to call it. This is a classical hard rocking banger, and a kind of a party flavor to it, similar to Stones, like I said. Probably my favorite track on the album too, so it's a nice surprise. Next up is called Cruel Streak. I did like this one too. It's got a kind of a slow, heavy melodic guitar riff. Hard rock elements to it as well. The vocals are clear, mid-range, with a bit of a Aerosmith feel to it on this particular track. Backing vocals, they're good. They definitely have that rock feel to them as well. And it's melodic, heavy guitar solo. Next track out is called Pharmacy Chronicles. This is one of the weaker tracks in my opinion. It's got a bit of a low edge melodic acoustic sound to it. This kind of feels like a bit of that slow paced Tom Petty feel that you get from Tom Petty's song, where it's, there's a little bit of that harmonica going on. There's none of the harmonica here, but it still has that feel. The vocals are clear, kind of mid-ranged, like the other two tracks. Has a bit of a pop country feel to it. The backing vocals are high, but not prominent. They're kind of backgroundish, which is why they're called backing vocals, right? The soloing is also kind of background, melodic, and a little bit on the distorted side. Next song is called Do the Paradise. It starts out with this kind of melodic, heavy guitar riff, kind of catchy actually. And then you got vocals are garage sounding, if the best way to describe them. It does pick up pace and becomes a little bit more of a heavy rocker as they go along. And the guitar dominates with a nice heavy melodic guitar riffing. So the back, so there's two other songs on the front part of the album. High and Lonesome is one of them. It's not that great of a song either. A choppy acoustic guitar sound with some heavy drum parts to it. The vocals are raw, clear, a bit choppy. A bit of a country rock and roll sound to it, this one. Next one is called The Queen of B-Sides. This is another melodic, heavy, well, not really heavy, melodic acoustic guitar bit, kind of twangy. The vocals are twinning. There's two of them, mid-range, country feel to it. It does slow down, becomes a little bit more of a melodic rock track as it goes along. This was the one track on the album I didn't really care for at all. Was hard pressed to listen to the entire thing without pushing it out the door. Next up, it's also it's only a couple minutes in length, so it's easily the what's the word? The least amount. Well, it's the quickest song, I guess, is the way of putting it. Next is It's Like That. Did like this song, so it kind of steps up a bit here. So the back half of this album, or the B-side, if you were going to do it on vinyl, is all quite good. I liked all of it. It's Like That, another heavy drum opening with some very heavy, beefy guitar riffs going on here. The vocals are frontal, heavy, clear, dominant, all those things. The background vocals, or the female vocals here, are pretty good as well. It's a little bit slow. There is some slow, distorted lead parts here. It's kind of dragging it out a bit, but a good solid song. I like this one. Next up is Blood Red Regrets. This is a heavy drum rhythm part with a bitey kind of beefy guitar riff that accompanies it. Then you got this vocals, which are kind of mid-range, kind of raw, raunchy at times, but very forward in the mix. You got distorted second clutchy kind of guitar part, not bad as well. And lots of heavy distortion, kind of a rock-like song. One of the more rocky songs on the album. I quite like this one as well. You Call This a Good Time. This is probably, definitely in the top 4 or 5 songs on the album. Opens with a heavy, raunchy guitar riff, really catchy. The vocals are frontal, raw, rocky, similar in sound. This is a similar in sound vocal part to the Stones, I think. It does pick up tempo. Guitar's higher range. And the solo part is kind of in that same feel zone. Good song, solid one. Next up is the Eros Blues. This is the most bluesy track on the album by far, I think. It's got a slow end, acoustic guitar, very clear sound. Almost, you can hear the guy's fingers hitting the strings. The vocals are bluesy sounding, mid-range, clear, dominant. It does pick up pace before it kind of drops out again. Does this a couple times. Some keyboard parts to this that are a little bit more noticeable than you would see on some of the other tracks, but quite good. I did like this. For a blues song, I liked it. Next up is Doomsday Doggerel. So this is the final track on the album. Also, coincidentally, the longest track, just under 5 minutes. It's got a nice distorted, picky type guitar part to the beginning. The song gets a little bit of a psychedelic feel to it at times here. Heavy, thick guitar riff. The vocals distorted, heavy, a little bit on the whiny side, but dominant and very rock friendly on this particular track. This is what I would call a heavy, beefy rocker. That's what it is. One of the better ones. So that's the album for tonight. This is from the Black Crowes, their most recent album, which is called, sorry, I forgot what it was called now. A Pound of Feathers. This is the name of the album. Just came out recently. So please hit the like and subscribe. You want to make any comments about the Black Crowes or about the album, A Pound of Feathers, you can do that. And I hope to see you all next Saturday night for another episode of What's New. Take care, have yourself a good one, and goodbye here from the Prog Monster.